Okay, it's time for a new pickups video, and as you can see, it's a mystery parcel. Obviously, I know what it is because I ordered it. Now, and this arrived on the 4th of September in the afternoon here in the UK, and I did order it a few days before that, so the delivery was actually pretty quick. And I did order it from an eBay seller, and it was labeled as brand new. Now I'm hoping it is. Now again, I'm not really bothered when it comes to buying games secondhand, as long as the casing isn't damaged, and obviously if the disc isn't damaged, whether it's a DVD, Blu-ray, or a video game. So it's all about the condition for me. So as long as it's not cracked or like a dog's been chewing it, then I'm happy. Now what I can tell you is that it is of a video game, and it is of quite a big franchise. And I kind of got into it late in the day when it came to playing it. I'm still not a complete master at playing the game. For me, it was games like the Street Fighter 2 games, and obviously the other sequels after that, and the Mortal Kombat, and then obviously games like Killer Instinct that I was like really heavily into. In this particular franchise, I've been trying to get good at it, but obviously I'm still a novice when it comes to playing it. But I'm hopefully I will get better at this particular franchise, and yes, I will be doing some playthroughs of this on Twitch. So make sure you're subscribed to me on there, or should I say, follow me on there. Same name as my YouTube name, just add the 76. Or I will be exporting this to YouTube anyway, so you can check out the gameplay. Now, another clue I will give you is that it's a beat 'em up franchise. I seem to be getting more into various different beat 'em up franchises these days. Firstly, it was just solely with just the Street Fighter games, and then obviously when Mortal Kombat first came out, getting into those games, and then obviously Killer Instinct, and now now you got games like Tekken when that first came out on the PlayStation 1, and obviously we've had several different sequels and spin-offs since then. Games like Dead or Alive, those games which I've played on the various different consoles, and I don't know if people will remember as far back as this on the PS1. Probably show my age. A game series called Toshinden, and that came out on the PlayStation 1. I was roughly about the same time as the Tekken series. Obviously, it didn't take off anywhere near as well as that franchise, but I do remember that, and actually do remember enjoying it. So, and games like Soul Calibur, playing those kind of games. So yeah, I've been and also the various different games like Fatal Fury and all those games. So yeah, I've kind of almost given a clue with the last one there. So yeah, without further ado, we shall begin the unboxing. Now it's just put in the plastic. There's no protection on it, so I'm hoping that there's no cracks here and there. This is my trusty Stanley knife here. If I can do this, but without maybe I have to get into it there. I don't know if you'll still be able to see what it is yet. Yep, it is as described as what they said it would be. Still in the plastic cellophane, which is great. So we're going to get a good review. Well, it would be nice if it was packed in a nicer, better packaging, because that would have, they just rattle around a little bit, but hopefully it's not damaged. And voila, there we have it. And it's of the game Samurai Shodown. Now, this is the remake of the Samurai Shodown franchise. Now, they've started it from scratch. Look at my notes here that I've got here. Now, people may remember as far back when Samurai Shodown, well, again, it will be dependent on your age. Samurai Shodown, obviously it was developed by SNK. It started in 1993, and there's been various different sequels and spin-offs, and obviously appearing on pretty much every console there is known to man. I remember it being Samurai Shodown being on the arcades, and then obviously when you had the Neo Geo console. and then obviously the Neo Geo console, their ports of their games, obviously whether it's Fatal Fury or Samurai Showdown, the game's been arcade perfect. But the problem being is that the actual cartridges themselves were very expensive. They ranged from the UK prices from £300 to anything to like 500 for a cartridge. So they were very, very expensive. And I remember a friend of mine in school, he actually had one, and he was the only one that I know of that did have one. And other than, you know, like seeing him, the Neo Geo consoles the cartridge ones, either on the gaming magazines, and then later on, obviously when the internet and YouTube became prominent, that's when I was at you know, really you got to the closest thing to seeing a Neo Geo console. And obviously they did make various different Neo Geo consoles. Then they made the Neo Geo CD. But yes, the Samurai Shodown series has been around for many years, as I said before, since 1993, and it's been on the franchise has been on many consoles, from obviously the Neo Geo, the Neo Geo CD, the Neo Geo Pocket, the Neo Geo Pocket Color, the 3DO, which I didn't know was on, the FM Towns, the Game Gear, wow, Mega Drive, Genesis, I know that's what's known as in America, the Sega Saturn, Sega CD, Dreamcast, Super Nintendo. Obviously, especially with the Super Nintendo and the Mega Drive Genesis, obviously their ports of the Samurai Shodown C games obviously had to be also stripped down, because obviously of how powerful the arcade hardware was, and obviously the Neo Geo systems were obviously being arcade perfect in terms of the architecture. So they weren't quite as you know, as arcade perfect. Again, it was on the Sega CD, Dreamcast, Game Boy, wow, Nintendo Switch, obviously, because they did release the Samurai Shodown collection, and I think this game is available on the Switch as well. The Wii Virtual Console, the PlayStation, PS2, PS4, PlayStation Portable, Xbox 360, Xbox One, obviously now Series X and S, the Xbox Live Arcade, iOS, so it's been on the mobile devices and Microsoft Windows, so yeah, it's been on there. So again, the first release date for Samurai Shodown was July 7th, 1993, and the latest release was the Samurai Shodown Neo Geo Collection, which was released on June 11th, 2020. This, if I remember correctly, was released in 2019. So obviously this wasn't the the latest release of the Samurai Shodown games. But there have been so many games from Samurai Shodown 1, which was the original 2D. In Japan, it was released in July 7th, 1993, and it was known as Samurai Spirits. And obviously and I think that's what it continued to be known as with the games in Japan, as Samurai Spirits, whereas here in the UK and North America and in Europe, it was known as Samurai Shodown. The similar thing with Soul Calibur, where it was known as Soul Calibur and it was known as Soul Edge. Yeah, it's really confusing, you know, when it comes to keeping up with all these games. So there's been games like Samurai Spirit Zero Special. Similar thing with the Fatal Fury franchise, where there've been so many sequels and so many new editions, similar to what, you know, like with Street Fighter 2, you'd get Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition, Street Fighter Hyper Fighting, you know, Super Street Fighter and Super Street Fighter 2. Similar things like that, you get the different incarnations, and then obviously spin-off series that they're released on the Neo Geo Pocket, the Game Gear, and on the Game Boy as well. So yes, and obviously the latest game in this franchise being the Samurai Shodown Neo Geo Collection, which was available on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and Microsoft Windows. And then this remake here, which was released on the 25th of June 2019, was available on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, Stadia, which is no longer around, Microsoft Windows, Arcade, which I remember seeing the videos of it and trailers from the arcade version, Xbox Series X and S. So yes, it's had a varied and lavish history, starting from 1993 up until present day now, in 2024. So don't think it will be the last of that we'll see of the Samurai Shodown games. But as I said, this is a complete remake where they've just started again. I think it's meant to have like a 3D background, similar to but still keeping the 2D sprites. Similar thing to what they done, you know, with the modern games like the Street Fighter games and the Mortal Kombat, where it still has that classic feel to it, but with a modern polish added to the actual game. Now, this game is available on PS4 as well. Now, I think if I remember correctly, you get 16 characters, and they did release, I think maybe 3 or 4 season passes, where obviously you would get extra characters and extra costumes. Now, there is another version of this for the Xbox One or Xbox Series X, where I think it's a special edition, and it's the same game, but you get the season 1 season 1 pass, where obviously that will give you extra characters. I think maybe 4 or 5 extra characters and costumes as well. But it won't include the season 2 or season 3 or anything onwards pass on that special edition. Similar with the PlayStation 4 version of the game as well. Although, this is more or less the vanilla version of it, as they would say. However, with the PlayStation 4 equivalent of the vanilla version of this Samurai Shodown remake, as I keep calling it, you can get the season 1 pass absolutely free. The season 1 pass DLC, as I like to call it, it's free on the PS4, but unfortunately on the Xbox it isn't. I know they were doing a sale recently where you could buy the characters individually for like £1 something, or you could buy the season passes separately, but then I think they chopped the price of it down. Again, I'm not really too fussed, because as I said before, you get 16 characters on there. So if I was say it was like Street Fighter or something like that, for example, I'd be more bothered about that, because that was my bread and butter when it comes to playing those kind of games. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to actually trying this game out. Funnily enough, there was no demo of this available. I do have Samurai Shodown 2, the original one that was on the arcade, and I have this on the Xbox One and Series X, and this is it was the Xbox 360 version, which I'm assuming is arcade perfect, and that game is absolutely it's actually as tough as nails. I haven't been able to complete the game yet. I get pretty much halfway through and it starts to get really hard, so I really do need to get practicing on Samurai Shodown 2. I do correctly. I think you can buy the different Samurai Shodown, the original sequels, separately on the various different platforms, whether it's the Switch, the Xbox, or the PS4. So if you want to buy the classic ones, you actually can. If you want to buy the whole collection of all of them in one big bundle, as I said earlier on, you can get the Samurai Shodown Neo Geo collection, which will have all the games bundled onto one disc or cartridge, or whether it's the Switch or on the Xbox or PlayStation format. So that's something I'm actually thinking about doing at some point when it drops down to a reasonable level. They did have this game on this site that I normally order from, which is a free delivery, which is a rarity these days, called Game Collection, and I was iffing and butting on whether to buy it, and it was £3.95. I know before it was a fiver, and then by the time I decided that I wanted to get it, it's totally sold out, and it looks like it was totally gone. And I was browsing around on the internet, and then, as I said earlier in the video, a seller was selling this on his site brand new for £4.95. So that was only £1 more than what Game Station would have been selling it at. And again, what's really great about this is the fact that obviously it's absolutely brand new, like the seller said. Now I'm going to take a quick photograph of it before we take the cellophane off, because I want to leave the seller good feedback and then show them the actual condition of it, that it actually was brand new and still in a cellophane. So I'm going to use my phone to take the picture of it. Obviously, unfortunately, it's going to be like a reflection on it, but that's going to have to do. So that's pretty cool. Again, as you can see, it's brand new, and then obviously made by the company SNK. So this has been very interesting. I'm looking forward to actually trying this out. And then also you do have Xbox Live multiplayer, which I don't really play on multiplayer with pretty much any games. Only of recently with the Call of Duty Black Ops 6 beta, and I don't even have well, I've been playing on PS5. I don't have a subscription to play online or any Xbox. So luckily with that beta, you don't need to be an online member to play those betas. So that's kind of great, but I don't really play. And then top of that, it's the lagging and stuff, which I have problems with most games anyway. So I don't tend to play games like that. As you can see, it's still sealed, which I might actually see if I can take a quick photograph of it as well. Again, just to show that it is sealed. There we have it. And then you've got the usual, I think, so this will have the plastic cellophane as what it has got, and then once I take that off, I'm still going to take off the seal. So at least you know that nobody has tampered around with the actual, game itself. That's one positive thing. I think I need to change the blade on my what do you call it again? On my Stanley knife, because it's not simply cutting through. So you can get it from the corner. Maybe got that. Also, I'm not going to get any DLC goodies, because I said before, they did release DLCs for the actual game. Similar thing to what they did with Tekken 7, and also what they're going to do with Tekken 8, which they've already done, and Street Fighter. Especially with recently, with Street Fighter 6, they've done with the latest DLC character, with being Terry Bogard from the Fatal Fury franchise. So you'll have to buy it. But that's why I don't really, normally with games like that, and it's even Mortal Kombat, what I just do is that sometimes I just wait for the definitive edition of fighting games, and then so you've got all the characters, because it gets really expensive trying to buy all the DLC characters to if I'm being honest. It's just very expensive for me. Some of the thing I did with Mortal Kombat, I forgot which one it was, maybe Mortal Kombat 10, and then I bought was it Mortal Kombat XL, and that's got all the DLC characters and all the costumes and that. Obviously with Street Fighter, whether it's Street Fighter 4, 5, or even currently 6, they keep releasing, obviously they keep releasing super editions, special editions. You can't keep up with it. But again, even the season passes, so like I say, obviously of recent when I've been playing Tekken 7, even that's kind of even though the game's quite not really old now, but the deals, and even when the season passes are still kind of expensive. I know that the Mortal Kombat 11 one, that the standard one, the actual characters that you can get actually to buy from separately are actually quite cheap, especially in the sales. Because like you can buy now Mortal Kombat 11, the vanilla one, digitally for at least $3.99, which is an absolute really good price. But obviously you're not going to get all the DLC characters in there. If that's what you want, you have to buy it separately. We'll open this up, and then you get the, obviously you got the disc here. We can take this out. Obviously this will be compatible for the Xbox Series X. Obviously not the S, because obviously that's digital. I'm not sure if there's a patch which will improve the frame rate for the Xbox Series X. But when I do upload this at some point, I'll put it in the description box if that is the case. It's rated 16. There's not much at the back here when it comes to writing. Let me get my glasses because they're so small. I don't understand why these days that they make the writing so small, and it's like a white italic that they're kind of using, and then on a black or a dark background, so it's kind of very hard to kind of read it. But there's not much writing on there. Aside from you can see where it says "Embrace Death." Okay, it says legacy, the same tense, high damage, single strike battle that the series is known for. Evolution, new cinematic art style brings each battle to life in a variety of online and offline modes. Revolution, take on the top players in the world in the head-to-head matches through a revolutionary dojo mode. Voices in Japanese and text in English, which is a similar thing with the old games that were around. And then you got the Xbox single player, multiplayer, which is 2, and Xbox Live multiplayer 2 to 10. And as you can see, it's rated 16 with violence. So yeah, that looks pretty cool. I'm looking forward to trying that, and all the various different reviews that I've seen about this, and people have said, oh, the game is really good. Obviously not without its probably shortcomings here and there, but yeah, I'm looking forward to trying out this remake. So yeah, this is Samurai Shodown for the Xbox One. Again, also available for the PlayStation 4 and also on Nintendo Switch and on Windows platforms as well. Anyway, I hope people enjoyed this video, and please feel free to share with your friends and family. If also you can give this video a thumbs up, I would highly appreciate that. That will allow people to find my YouTube channel and content on the YouTube recommendation page. This is because of the YouTube algorithms favor the bigger YouTubers, so their channel and content get advertised in the YouTube recommendation page. So it'd be nice to get some new subscribers who can check out my content. And speaking of subscribers, if you already haven't, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. If you want to see gaming unboxings and video gameplay, food and drink reviews, movie and TV show reviews, Blu-ray and DVD unboxings, including Steelbook and Blu-rays as well. Also, my Blu-ray Steelbook collection, which I've been slowly doing, so I need to get about doing that. My comic book collection, whether it's old or new, and my graphic novels, which I need to really start showcasing, because I keep saying it, but I haven't done them yet, but I will. So I think what else I've got, also when it comes to comic book stuff, whether it's statues or figurines, you'll love the kind of things I do that here. When it comes to electronic goods, whether it's been iWatches, mobile phones, the recently of the M2 2022 MacBook Air, I did unboxing of that. I do like stuff like gadgets and stuff. So if you're all into that kind of thing, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. I'm sure there's something for everybody to watch on my YouTube channel. Speaking of subscriptions, for Christmas we hit 500 subs. A couple of months ago, should I say a few months ago, we hit 600 subs, and now we're past 700 subs. So a big thank to the subs, old and new. Without you guys, I wouldn't be where I am today, because yes, I make the content, but it's the viewership and the subscribers that made me or got me to where I am today. So a big thank you to the subs, old and new. I really appreciate all of you, and thank you for getting me to where I am today. The next big milestone will be 1,000 subs. That's going to be a long while to go before we get there, but hopefully we get there rather sooner rather than later. But big thank you again, as I said before. I also stream on Twitch. Same username on that I have on YouTube, just add the 76. I will put the link in the description box if people are interested in following me on there. It's mostly Xbox stuff in there, sometimes PS5. And if this content isn't hasn't got copyright music in it, then I intend to export it to YouTube so it can stay on there. For example, like Forza Motorsport, which I've been recently playing, and I have been playing the Call of Duty Black Ops 6. I had early access to it thanks to my mobile phone provider. I've been playing that live on, I was playing live on YouTube and on Twitch. And obviously this weekend, they will be doing the open beta, so I'm going to be trying it out on the Series X as well. Although they should be identical, just the pad will be different, because obviously the PlayStation 5 pad and the Xbox pad are very different, so it's going to be very interesting. I don't have a regular set days of when I stream on Twitch, because health stuff and other stuff going on in real life, kind of, so I can't dedicate to say, you know, I'm going to always do Tuesday, Wednesdays or Fridays. So you might want to follow me on Twitter as well, to keep an eye on when I do a notification. I do when I do live stream. On a rare occasion, I do live stream on YouTube, should I say, and I've been doing FC24. Also, we're doing FC25 coming out in a couple of weeks. I've got the EA app, which mine's going to run out soon in a few days. So I've been playing some of FC24 on there, and then the EA app was usually $5.99 a month, and I got it for 99p for 1 month before it reoccurs to $5.99. So that's going to run out, and so I'm going to play that for as much as I can before it runs out. Maybe some other EA games in there. So yeah, keep an eye out on the fact that I might live stream on YouTube, because obviously I have been doing some FC24 and even some Call of Duty, and backups beta as well. So I have been trying that. So if you're already subscribed, then you'll get a notification, or hit the notification bell. And that just leaves me to say, wherever you are in the world, please stay safe, and I will speak to you on the next video. Bye for now.